Anybody, anything. She takes care of people. That's how I raise my daughters.
Police didn't find Robinson, but family says detectives did find her car burned near 30th and Lisbon.
Sade, Sheena, that's my baby.
What's up, y'all? This is the real big boss, Calvin83. Follow me on TikTok, the real big boss, Calvin83, and follow me on YouTube, same handle. So I came across this when I was about to see what's going on in the YouTube streets. So, swerving gone wrong. Shout out to Dennis Sperlin for bringing awareness, because this needs to be talked about. And I wonder how many black female content creators, your most popular black female content creators who love to talk hella shit about black men and want to demonize us and use racist, anti-black, misandric, white female talking points against black men. White feminist, anti-black, misandric talking points about black men being rapists, predators, abusers, and all that stuff. And these other races of women, these other races of males who are not black, treat black women better. I've heard this all my life. That white males, white Sade, treats them better. And nothing can be further from the truth. And historically, if you actually do your history, that is the biggest lie taught on earth. I wonder if your most popular black female content creators, especially your pro-black feminists, who are the most continent, who got so much hella shit to say about black men and how they treat women. The problem I have is that a lot of these women who end up in these situations are not innocent. They're not angels. She looks like the woman of the night. Oh, no, you shouldn't. Nah, I'm going to say it for what the hell it is. That's the fucking problem. We don't tell her. You can be respectful and still be honest, people. I'm not being disrespectful. I don't know the lady. But I can tell you, she was not, the way she conducted herself, she ain't innocent. And she's a victim, but she's not a victim. This is why I have a problem with a lot of you women talking about black men can't handle this. Black men can't. A lot of you women can't handle nothing either. Actually, I would argue a lot of women can't handle being turned down. A lot of women can't handle being let go. That's why you got so many bitter ass women, because they really can't handle being rejected. They can't handle a man being rude to them out of pocket in public, because they will put hands on you as a man if you're rude to them. But when women feel they can be rude and out of pocket to men that they don't know, because y'all don't like his shoes, you don't like his clothes, you don't like the fact he's waiting at the bus stop, even though you coming off the bus stop too. You don't like you're not humble. You want to look down on working class men, working class black men. Oh, he has to own. I don't want no bus driver. He got to own the bus. Remember that? Black men got to do this and that. You can't take me to no cheesecake factory. I would never take your whole ass to a cheesecake factory. I don't even. At best, I'm not doing no dinner dates. You can call me cheap. Guess what? You have our treat. Cheap. When was the last time you took a man out? I ain't talking about you dealing with a pookie, bum ass, hoe ass nigga. That. I'm not talking about the dudes that y'all like to get with who are degenerates and destitute. And this was another degenerate. I don't know why women think. I don't know why a lot of you women think, if you get, particularly black women, if you think if you go to another race of men that you're not going to have the same problems. Your mindset, you attract who the hell you are. Your mind, and the thing about this is, Cynthia G going to talk about this, but you got, hey, Cynthia G, your bitch ass, hoe ass got knocked up by a black man who's a serial baby mama. You talk about how black men are broken, dusty, and bums, but you got knocked up by what you described. Now, I don't have a problem with Robert Perkins. Do I think he's hypocritical in a lot of ways? And do I think he be shady on some shit? Yeah. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of you content creators. And if I disagree with you, I'm going to come for you, like I told him. If I feel you on some bullshit, I'm going to come at you as a man. No, I'm not telling nobody how to run their platform, but if you're making a statement, you better stand on facts. And to me, I bring balance. Just like a lot of you dudes, y'all make poor choices in women, and y'all want to get mad at the world. I didn't have a healthy upbringing. I didn't have a upbringing. Well, you didn't come from the ghetto. You got a lot of people who didn't come from the ghetto who have fucked up upbringing. There's a lot of kids who were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, came from dysfunction. Y'all think their life was easy? Y'all think that they were just given stuff? That you got people giving stuff because they were mistreated, and that was a way to buy them off. Don't talk about I inappropriately touch you, but I'm just gonna stay on the subject. I wasn't there for you. That's why I spoiled you. A lot of shady shit comes on the family. So let's not try to make it, you can't. Because to me, she was raised by a single mother. But I can tell you, you had Lauren Smith's. I mean, I did a live stream. I did videos about black women who came from a 2-parent home. Still have the same problem. So it doesn't really matter if she came from a 2-parent home or she was raised by a single mother or a single father. It's still a problem. You know what I'm saying? She got murdered by this sickle. She got unalive by this sickle. I'm going to have to probably do a different version of TikTok because TikTok does not like it when I talk about real shit. This is the mother right there. This is the mother who lost her daughter. And you female content creators who have so much shit to say about black men, you better call out these white males. You better call out these non-black men who be harming black women too. You better call out these other black women who be harming y'all as well. Black female on black female violence is real. Y'all better start talking about this. Yes, I'm going to tell you what to do with your content. You can't call yourself you can't you can't say you're for black women and girls, but y'all don't speak on this. Where are you, Tarana Burke? Me Too, the founder of Me Too, who sold out. If you're at the most popular sprinkle black female content creators, black female feminists, the ones who talk about hella shit about black men who got more than 100,000 followers, subscribers, especially when they got a million subs. If they're not talking about this and they talk about their fight for black women and girls, y'all better unfollow them heifers. Is your panda bear that talk about black men to pander to black men ain't speaking on this, but they want to bash men all day? They have so much to say about how black men are, and he's a black man. That's the real grimiest ones. If they're not speaking on this and making sure that they bring awareness and make sure this young sister get justice, you better not fuck with them. But y'all ain't gonna listen to me. You ain't gonna listen to me. Y'all ain't gonna listen. Y'all gonna still support. Just like them hoe ass niggas who defended Jess Pearl's racist ass. Y'all still support her. Black people in general, but black folks, we got a lot of work to do. You had a female who dehumanizes black people, talk shit up and told you slavery was a big deal. You need to get over it. Told y'all get handouts and stuff, which is a fucking lie, especially you're a black man. She talked about you don't deserve this and that, but she support other people getting our resources, getting reparations. And the fact that y'all still fuck with just pearly things as black men, y'all sad ass niggas. Y'all sold out for the bag. When it comes to hypocrites like Derek Jackson, when it comes to hypocritical bitches like Cynthia G, who got knocked out by a black man, who got multiple black men, who is grimy and is dusty. Yes, I support him speaking truth to power to people, but I still got to call out Robert Perkins for who he is. I respect him for what he does and trying to clean up his act. But facts are facts. Cynthia G told black women, black men are this, black men are the problem, black men are violent, black men are ghetto, hood. Every anti-black misandric, black man bashing thing you can say about black men. That's what she does all the time. That's what she says on Patreon. But here to go, she got knocked up by the same type of black man that she told y'all to avoid. You got women like Sprinkle, who tell y'all to get in these situations, have a man, make sure he pays for everything, Get with a man with money. Get with a man who tricks on you, and then you end up like her. I'm not making fun of her. This is what happens when you listen to Sprinkle Sprinkle. This is what happens when you listen to heifers like bitches like Cynthia G. This is what happens to you when you listen to pro-black heifers like Michi X. This is what happens when you listen to these bitter-ass broads like Goddess Masterpiece, who got so much to say about, and all these black female content creators who claim to be pro-black, but they're anti-black misandric, who have nothing negative to say about black men or this and that. And then when you call on their behavior, it's the black man's fault, or it's white supremacy, and then they talk about how white females, they feel inadequate because of white women, but then they say they don't care about black men dealing with white women. But y'all say black men are this and that, creeps and stalkers, and can't take no for an answer. But then y'all talk about black men who decide to get passport pros, and then y'all try to lie on us and talk about we're predators. Meanwhile, y'all out going to Jamaica tricking off young boys, underage black boys, black male teenagers who are not of legal age in that country. They may be considered adults, but in America, it is 18. Well, you know how these teens are. Some of these teens are. I can say anything about these females, but I get canceled. Let me just carry on.
There has been additional human body remains recovered. That is also going to be tested. Additional human body remains. Going to be tested.
Maxwell Anderson appeared in a Milwaukee County court Tuesday morning. Court officials tell CBS 58 Anderson was taken into custody last week in connection to a severed leg found in Cudahy near Warnermont Park. Anderson's duplex was also searched by state investigators last week Thursday. In court Tuesday, the state said they found blood in Anderson's home. In a statement sent to CBS 58 last week Wednesday, a Milwaukee County Sheriff's spokesperson said, with finding the human leg, quote, their investigation continues and gains steam. Since that statement, there were 3 straight days of new body parts found across Milwaukee County. Friday, investigators found a body part near 30th and Lisbon. Saturday, unidentified human remains were discovered near 31st and Galena. And Sunday, near 30th and Galena, MPD confirmed human remains were found. Investigators have not said if Anderson is connected to these findings. The state wants Anderson to remain in custody while they wait for the blood testing to finish. But Anderson's defense attorney argues that's not necessary.
He's been arrested now and held for going on over 4 days, approximately 4 days, on nothing more than a written submission to the court, indicating that because he supposedly had contact with a missing person, and there's some cell tower suspicion that he continues to remain detained.
This is the news report. Maxwell Anderson is the sicko male, creepy, perverted, racist, and misogynistic who unalived 19-year-old Milwaukee woman Sade Carlia Robinson. Okay, let me show you the picture of him. I think this is the picture. This is him. You women who talk about women victims of black women victims of DV, if y'all ain't talking about this, you ain't trying to make this go viral, you ain't trying to make sure they throw the book at him, then you ain't for the people. You ain't for black women, girls. Y'all don't even like each other. That's why y'all will be side chicks to a man to a married man, and you have no regards for that mother. You don't have no regards to that woman, to that man who's married. You have no respect for his wife and kids. You know that man's taken. I don't care if he's hitting on you. You should have enough self-respect to say no. You know that man's taken, but you still trying to steal him from his girlfriend. I'm talking about serious relationship, serious committed relationship that's leading towards marriage. Not talking about casual dating. I'm talking about solid, serious relationship, fiance. You know this man's taken in a serious relationship, and you trying to steal him away from his woman, from his girlfriend, from his longtime girlfriend. You try, especially you know that man's married, and that he has a wife. You have no respect for the wife. You have no care in the world. if you're black, your popular black female content creator ain't talking about this, and if they talk about there for empowerment of women and girls when it comes to DV, abuse, SA, even though you got women DVing men and boys, especially when it comes to child abuse, black boys being victims of child abuse by these mothers. Okay? Especially when you got a lot of men unlocked by these women, a lot of men being falsely accused, a lot of men being victims by violent women and getting unalive, and they use proxy violence too, and they make false police report to get us unalive by the cops or and get us thrown in jail, even in prison, by lying on us, setting us up. If y'all ain't gonna talk about him, you better not talk about black men for the rest of the year. I'm serious. 1 week after his arrest, Maxwell Anderson has been charged with unaliving, dismembering 19-year-old Sade Carolina Robertson. And if I didn't say her name in the previous clip that's connected to this one, then it's Sade Carolina Robertson. The charge is confirmed that many had grown to suspect in last week and a half that human remains discovered in a Sade, I don't know how to say it, but Sade Park, April 2nd of this year, belonged to Sade Carolina Robertson, who was reported missing on the same day. The case revealed extensive publicity as an additional human remains were found in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 2 days since. Anderson and Robinson met on April 1st of this year, 2024, to go on a first date with each other. The criminal complaint said the two ate at dinner. What did I tell you about the whole dinner date thing? That's why I say don't dinner dates on the first date. Because I bet you that was a setup. But I digress. And went to a bar before going to Anderson's home on Milwaukee's South Side. So that's probably in the Trailer Park hood, if you know what I mean. Look at this hillbilly Trailer Park hood. Using surveillance, yes, he is what y'all would call white trash. And look at this. He's not even in the best of shape. But y'all body shame me. I look better than him. He's younger than me. I look way better than him. Using surveillance footage, witnesses' statements, and the phone tracking records, the complaint pieces together for the movement of Anderson Robinson, her phone and her car for about a 16-hour period, beginning with their meeting over dinner. Anderson was charged Friday with first-degree homicide, mutilating a corpse, and arson. Let me stop here. How many of y'all bet she met him? How many admit that this came from a particular hookup app, dating app? I bet you came from one of them dating apps. If not, it was probably off of Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. How many of y'all want to know how many? In a court appearance Friday morning, his bail was set $5 million. At a joint press conference Friday morning with Milwaukee's County Sheriff's Office, Police Department officials said a research continues. An investigation to a motive remain active. Let's keep it real, y'all. The man is a white supremacist. He's a cave supremacist. And he fetishizes black women and girls. But is your most popular black female content creator who talks shit about black men, bashes black men, pushes these, your Risa Tisas, your Cynthia G's, your pro-black feminists like Big Shirley Michi X, Big Michi X, that always want to criticize black men. If you don't agree with her, you're a misogynist. She always, all this other nonsense. You talk about holding women accountable for her part of the problem, but you just want to hold one side accountable. I'm not saying men don't do this too, but women in this society, y'all have gotten away with too motherfucking much. That's why y'all got these problems, because nobody checks y'all. Nobody can correct y'all. Out of love, out of respect. Y'all think constructive criticism is abuse, verbal abuse. That tells me that you either had a weak-ass father or you was raised by a single mother and she was a fucking hyena. Either you was raised by a bunch of house full of heifers, a single mother who was a Jezebel, the woman of the night. That's why she had you. Even if the issue you knew your father and you had communication, the fact that if he didn't teach you, he was probably one of them weak ass, soft girl dads that think you can't do no wrong and never checked you on your fucked up behavior. Never told you how to conduct yourself. Well, you should be able to dress how you want to dress, and you should be treated as a queen, which is most delusional, dumbass advice. And as a father, if you're teaching your daughter that, you're failing her. You don't want to correct her bad behavior. You rather be, you're the Derek Jackson daddy. You rather be her gay friend, her guy friend instead of a father. You got these mothers who want to be besties, but they see their daughters as competition. Okay? Oh, the man should just serve you like you the man. You should be catered to at all costs without doing nothing. But you never notice that when it comes to the men they will go all out. Or something they want. And you got to question that. But let me stay on the subject. But let me say this. You got these content creators who make videos about bashing black men, saying anti-black misandry, calling us for us to get unalive, lying on us and try to... I have had people try to put the FBI on me, put police on me, because they don't like what I'm saying, even though I'm speaking facts. Credible sources and all. Women talking, demonizing black men, bashing black men like y'all been doing for the last 60 years. Anti-black misandry, more misandry propaganda. But y'all don't talk about how y'all were not good girls. Y'all were the woman of the night. Y'all support Sprinkle, telling y'all to be women of the night, be whores and tricks, but she's married to a dude who can't do nothing. She's just leeching off his money and messing around. And she's talking about she's so kept, but she has to make live streams to con y'all out of y'all money, and y'all support this woman who's kept. What type of woman tells y'all to be whores and get men for money, be a type of soft bitch life, but she got to make live streams to get a bag? But if she was in a good situation, living in a house that's not hers, and she's just using the man's resources. Man, she don't love him. She don't respect him. I've seen the videos of her being nasty towards him. She has no respect for him. But James, for her husband, that's your fault. That's why you don't lead with money. That's why I had a problem with Kevin Samuels. High value man is not a high value man. It's not about his money. It's about his character. It's never been about money. It's not, even if that should be looked at as a bonus. But he's a responsible, dedicated, hard-working man. That will come into play. But no, y'all want multi-billionaires. Y'all want millionaires, man. It's just, that's why we got these problems. You seen, and for her to divest, I bet you that young lady, this is the mother right here y'all saw earlier in the video. This is her. I bet y'all she watched this type of content of Sprinkle. She watched content of black women bashing men like Cynthia G, who's a fucking hypocrite, telling you black men are broken, dusty, women like her, but they get knocked up by the same black men that they talk shit about. Black feminist. Then you got black feminists who claim to be pro-black, but they're very anti-black misandry, especially in the so-called conscious community, which is unconscious. They talk about man got to have this and that, but they talk about why, and you should not make no excuses. But when you talk about I can't be feminine because of white supremacy, but they'll be soft and feminine and fit for and corrupt and professional when they work on the Sade and the Asian dude, especially when they go to the nail salon and get their ass whooped. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm going to read some more and then stop. Then, because this is going to be pretty lengthy. At a joint press conference Friday morning with the Milwaukee Sheriff's Office and Milwaukee Police Department, officials said a search for the remains continues in an investigation. They declined on the evidence found or taken from Anderson's home during the search, although the complaint said blood was found bedding in Anderson's home on walls leading to a basement. It was he was violent towards her. He harmed this woman. And this is another thing. And I'm not victim blaming, but I gotta keep it real. I'm not victim blaming her. However, this is the reason why I don't believe in the whole dinner date. You go to this lady went with this man that she probably met off some dating app. I'm not going to say allegedly met off a dating app. I'm not going to mention no names because I don't know. Or off some social media. It was for a DM. I doubt she met this man in person. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But it's a possibility. And you go off to dinner. This is why you should go Dutch. I don't believe in dinner dates. And then you go to a bar with this man. Then you go to his house and you don't even know him like that. Well, Calvin, I went to women's houses. Yeah, but I could have, have I invited women over? Yeah. But here's the difference. And I'm still taking risks too, because it can end up fucked up for me and other men. Because a lot of men have done that too. Met a woman, he invited her to our house, or he go to her house, and same shit. Thing is, they went on a nighttime dinner date, went to a bar, and here's the thing: it's more dangerous if you meet somebody that you don't even know like that. You don't even have no video chat, no conversation along the way. And it's nighttime. We're not talking about 6 o'clock. We're not talking about evening. We're talking about nighttime, late at night. Anything can go down. If it was probably in the afternoon, daytime, it's still a risk, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? Because more people are awake and they're more aware, and there's people watching. But you still got to use wise judgment no matter what time of the day it is. But anything over at the nighttime, let me say this, people. If you meet somebody on a date, then you go to the bar, then you go to somebody's house. Obviously, let's keep it real, we're adults. More times than not, you're looking to fuck. You're looking to screw. You're looking to get it on. Okay? And that's moving too fast. Okay. Picking up where I left off. At Friday's court hearing, Assistant District Attorney Ian Vance Cruzen said much of Robinson's remains have yet to be located, and Anderson appeared to go to tremendous lengths to cover up her unaliving. He called the allegations abhorrent. I don't know how to say that. I mean, that's not my normal vernacular, but abhorrent or something like that. It's the highest level of violence unimaginable. Not for me. After the hearing, Robinson's mother, Shania Sharbaugh, reacted angrily, calling Anderson a sick son of a bitch. A savage. He is a savage. And here's the thing. Where's your most popular female content creators on TikTok, especially TikTok, who bash men all day, bash black men, talk about their folk, black women and girls. And hey, where are you, Mammy Burke? Where's Tarana Burke at? You know, the founder of the Me Too movement. She has so much smoke for black men and goes after black men for crimes that did not happen, that have been proven that did not take place. But she's talking about she going after black men. And when Tarana Burke said, why is it my job to go after white men? Wait a minute, I thought you were going after male predators. Now, I would argue, you got female predators, female crazy, female violent criminals out here. Just look how y'all support Cardi B. Look how y'all didn't cancel Cardi B. You got women who have done some heinous crimes to other women. Y'all don't talk about that. But, I mean, y'all really don't. I'm surprised that y'all don't talk about how women can get violent towards each other, especially when it comes to the rainbow community. Especially when it comes to the women-on-women violence. You know, those lesbo couples that, you know, those women be savages to other women. But y'all don't talk about that because it doesn't fit the narrative. Look how when Shanquella Robertson got unalive, got jumped, she paid them heifers and those weak, moist beta males who are her so-called friends to travel her to Mexico. And she got jumped and ambushed by 3 heifers. And she has not gotten no damn justice. The males just were complicit. There's no Tarana Burke speaking on that. None of your female contributors didn't want to speak on the Shanquella Robertson until they got pressure by men. By other men, black men, but other men calling them out. And one thing about this, what I noticed is that when I've caught out female content creators that talk about they're for black women and girls and they don't care about men. Okay, you don't care about black men. Okay, you for women and girls, but y'all talking about protection. You're talking about men need to do this. What do women need to do? Not without conditions, without stipulations. That's the problem. When your female content creators were silent about Shanquella, when your female content creators are silent on these other heifers being violent towards each other and harming her children, I have seen reports of women attacking pregnant women and cutting out her pregnant belly and fetus. Women tying each other with a noose, stabbing each other, and or having acid thrown at her. But y'all act like these stories don't exist. So to put gender on violence on a particular gender, and here's the thing, violence can be a good thing when it comes to protection and self-preservation, but y'all don't want to have that conversation. Y'all don't want to have that conversation. You want to just demonize men all day because you don't got a man, because you had a bad relationship. And a lot of times these women who talk about women being victims of violence, they're the perpetrators. They are actually violent towards most of their exes. A lot of times they were in a violent relationship where she was a shit starter and she was the aggressor, and the dude just finished it or just checked her. He could have finished it by taking her out, but he didn't. He didn't want to go to prison for the rest of his life, which I understand, even though he had a right to defend himself. I'm not saying you don't have it the other way around. Most of the times you women are the shit starters. Y'all the ones who are aggressive. It's always these masculine, unfeminine ass broads that have the most problems. Women who are feminine, divine, feminine. I'm not saying, now, and you can have that. I like that Xena. You know what I'm saying? Women can be feminine, sweet, and still handle business, still be the best. You got female warriors that look at the Middle East. Look at the overseas. You got female soldiers. Look at Korea. Well trained to whoop ass. Well trained to unalive. On point, in better shape. Mental health, self-love, pride, discipline that a lot of you American heifers don't have. Okay? And they're still considered feminine. I've seen some quiet as kept, a lot of violent Asian women out there. A lot of violent Pakistani, East Indian women out there. A lot of, and you know, since you all want to talk about Pan-Africans, I've seen a lot of African women who can go there. A lot of women from Russia who are trained to unalive, you know what I'm saying, trained to go to war. Ukraine and all that stuff. Particularly Eastern European women. I'm not talking about Western Europe because that's just is no different than America. And they're still looked at as feminine. You know where the passport bros go? Women in Mexico. You know? They are some vicious, they can be savages too, but they're still considered divine and feminine. You ever notice that, ladies? American ladies? But a lot of you women talk about, I'm vulnerable, I'm a victim of this. Y'all the cause of your own problems. Most of those women who talk about they've been in violent situations because they started the bullshit, but they don't want to deal with the consequences. You ever notice, even when it comes to other women, did you provoke? Did you antagonize? Did you put hands? Did you destroy her property? Was she out of pocket? Did you run your mouth? Did you put hands? Did you stand in her face? Did you taunt her? Did you make contact? Did you came across like, was you the aggressor? When a person was on guard, where they actually might have, neutralized you, put hands on you to neutralize you as a threat. Because if they wanted to unalive you, they could have did it. But you see, a lot of you lovely ladies don't want to have that conversation. A lot of you are the aggressors. Y'all are all the shit starters. But I don't want to get off too far off on the topic. But this has a lot to do with what I'm saying. But when men are victims of violence by women, y'all don't give a shit. But y'all understand. I mean, there's no Me Too movement for men. But men are these oppressive, evil-ass creatures. In the Bible, but in the biblical, I don't fuck with the Bible. But I gotta be real when it comes to Bible, Quran, it always shows the devil always comes in the form of a woman. I'm not a religious person, but my family is. But see, a lot of them, but when it comes to my family, most families, I mean, I'm speaking of the black community, and I know it goes on in other communities too, those who identify as Christian, or I can see that in the Caucasian community, a lot of Christian feminist heifers, but they know how to be feminine, shut the fuck up. Y'all get mad when I say that. Y'all have every excuse, the reason why you can't be feminine. You can go to the trailer parks in North Carolina. Those women come from bad conditions and they're still fit, feminine, cooperative. Meth abusers and all that shit. You got women who come from poor countries like the Middle East, Mexico. They're still fit, feminine, cooperative. So that's an excuse. Asian countries, India, Pakistan, Iraq, Iran, Middle East. Fit, feminine, cooperative still. You talk about women who come from worse countries than America. But these Western countries, y'all got too much freedom. Y'all got too much privilege, too much say-so, too much female supremacy, too much scrutocracy. That's why y'all have this, a lot of you women have these problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making sure I was recording. All right. But here's the thing. Where's Tarana Burke on this? Where's the Me Too movement? Where's the silent breakers? Where's those white feminists at? Making sure Sade Carlina Robertson gets justice. I told you those white feminists don't give a fuck about you black women. Black women, they don't care. You don't have no allies, just like black men. They use you as proxies to destroy your own community. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I don't support feminism, because it's racist. It's anti-black misandry. And the way you oppress a group of people is by oppressing the men. Listen to, I have yet to pick up Dr. Frances Cress Welsing's book. Y'all disrespect that. She was a revolutionary. Of course, with all revolutions, did I agree with everything those people said? But I fuck with Malcolm X. I fuck with Marcus Garvey. And and all. Martin Luther King is my least favorite. Because he was on that kumbaya shit. He was a fucking coon. I don't like Dr. King like that. But they show him, but they didn't show the part. If he was like that, they wouldn't have took him out. He'd be like Reverend Al Sharpton still alive. Ooh, I didn't want to touch a nerve. I can't speak on Louis Farrakhan, but I mean like this. He can be a pain in the bear simp a lot of times. But you gotta understand, he came from a different era. And a lot of his generation, they are the foundation of simping. Pushing women to be all strong and indicate all this pandering. That's why I don't respect the silent generation and the boomers. Y'all the trash generation that failed the Gen X and the millennials and Gen Z and down. I don't care if y'all get offended. I talk facts. Be adults here. The fact that you got women like Cynthia G that's not touching it, that's not speaking on this. I don't care if she does. If she's trying to come back on YouTube, she's banned from YouTube. It took a Caucasian woman to get her off of YouTube. Talk about how dangerous you black women are the disgrace because y'all was okay with it. Just like y'all still defend Cardi B. But then all of a sudden, when I bring up Cardi B, bitches like Cardi B, oh, she's not black. But y'all accept her as black when it's convenient. Just like y'all be black when it's convenient. Trying to get white acceptance. This is the type of cooning. But when I speak with Cardi B, you never notice that she's considered a black American woman when it's all negative bullshit. But when it comes to her being successful, she don't claim us. She even disrespected darker skinned black women that's always want to got violent towards black women. But when it comes to other groups, she don't, especially other groups of women, because we already know how she brutalized black men. But drugged and robbed and raped black men, terrorized, proxy violence, set them up. But when it comes to other groups, she don't have that smoke. But when it comes to her being successful, she throws the black community under the bus. But the black community made Cardi B, which I'm going to discuss in a different video. You got too many sellouts out here, and stories like this should not be happening. Look at. And I said, Sade, Carolina Robinson, watch Cynthia G type of content. Cynthia G, all them divestor bitches, all them divestors, Nyla Vibes, all these pro-black feminists. All the ones who just bash black men all day, they talk about we support you black men. Get the fuck out of here. Half it by, okay? I'm not saying black men don't have their problems, but because you got a lot of black men saying, I'm a passport bro. I'm gonna date other races of women because they treat us better, which is bullshit. If you're gonna judge that as an individual, fine. I don't have a problem with that. But when you start making blanket statements, this is why because you got a lot of brothers who've been jammed up by women who are not black, who are non-FBA. Who traveled overseas and got jammed up, got fucked up, got unalived, traveling overseas to meet a woman. I want us to understand as a people. I know I've been stuck over here for a minute. Okay, I want us to understand is that a lot of times when it comes to our relationship problems, we have unhealed trauma. Unhealed childhood trauma and even trauma from recent PTSD. We talk about the generational curse where we never want to face our pain and trauma. We told to just shake it off. We told to pray it away. Pray to Jesus. No. Get help. Faith without works is dead. That is sad what happened, that this woman is so hurt. And the father, and I know the father spoke. I don't know, not sure. That's the baby child's father. To see this woman in pain because of savage, and I blame a lot of you black female content creators, you divestors, especially you divestors, and I blame women like Sprinkle. Get with an older man for money. Be a horse, be the woman of the night. I blame you bitter ass women. Y'all have said, because y'all made poor choices, instead of saying, I want these young girls to learn from my failures. No, I'd rather compete. That's the problem with the black community. Y'all don't want the young people to have better. Oh, I ain't spoiled my kids. I didn't know, my parents didn't give me my first girl. I had to struggle, so my kids got to struggle too. That type of mindset is the reason why I don't get nowhere. I can understand if you handed down ethic, grit, hunger, and knowledge. And then you spoil them. My kids will be spoiled. I get that part. If you were handing down principle, ethics, work ethic, merit. That's why I got an issue with that. No, but you don't want to give them an advantage because you didn't have one. You don't want to give them no game. You don't want to give them no knowledge. You don't want to let them have a childhood and then train them on how to go age appropriate wise. You see, there's layers to this conversation. So because I didn't get it, but some of y'all came from a two-parent home, but y'all became single parents. Y'all are divorcees, but you didn't come from that because y'all are the most selfish motherfuckers. Y'all don't care about these kids. Now you got the kids parents who just, I ain't gonna, I'm so traumatized by my childhood trauma. I'm giving my kids everything. I'll never say no. I'll never say give them balance and yes and no. Give you no's and give you yeses. No, I can't do that. I'm just gonna dump everything. I'm just gonna just let y'all be delusional, narcissistic. That's bad too. You know what I'm saying? The fact that she is saying, who the fuck would do something to my beautiful baby? She asks, family gathered closely around her. She's hurt. She hurt nobody. She harmed nobody. But here's the thing. As much as our mom's grieving, her and the family's grieving, your daughter ain't no angel. She was the woman of the night. She had no business hooking up with a broke, dusty, trailer park, savage, Caucasian supremacist male. The fact that she watched content, anti-black misandry content, black man bashing content, watch the sprinkles of the world, watch divested content from black female divestors and a lot of them are married. It's so funny because many of those black female content creators who talk about getting laying in the cage, getting with a white man and an Asian man, anything that's non-black, they had their child's father, and they got multiple black baby daddies, and don't have no white husband, don't have no Asian husband, no non-black husband, and if they do, he's a goddamn simp, a cleanup man that she still got to take care of. Even if the guy is a well-to-do, he's a weak man that she don't respect. Okay? Most of those women talk about divest and abort black male babies like Cynthia G, but she got pregnant by a serial baby mama. A grimy ass Pookie and Ray Ray, Robert Perkins. I don't have a problem with Robert Perkins, but based on what she describes as black men to stay away from, Robert Perkins fits that description. Even though he doesn't conduct himself as such. Have I had issues with Robert Perkins? Yes. I mean, there's stuff that I don't agree with him a lot, but there's stuff when it comes to being for the people, yeah, I gotta respect that part. Stop cooning, stop the self-hatred. Yeah, I can never take that away from anybody who's talking. We may have a different philosophy, but we want the best for the people. As you know what I'm saying? This whole over here talks about, you know, basically her accomplishments, basically of what she did for, you know, her city, the community, her accomplishments. But this goes, I mean, because I'm not going to just read this. I mean, if you all want to read it, y'all can read, you can research it. Milwaukee Journal Sentinel now, something like that. Okay. But I'm going to just say like this. The fact that y'all trying to blame black men for Sade Carolina Robertson being unalived by getting with the cave beast and getting brutalized, because what happened was the man was a degenerate. And actually, he came from a good family. But, you know, there's people who come from good families and they just struggled. You know, they just did not make it. At 33 years old, maybe he could have turned his life around. Maybe he had some hardship. But here's the thing. He just probably probably wasn't his time, you know, but he probably made some bad decisions or he had some hardships. He's a white male, but, you know, as a man, let me say this. As a man, nobody cares about you as a man. Other men don't care about each other. You got too many, I mean, if we did, we wouldn't have these problems. And men if we had a strong brotherhood, but men always got to compete and always got to outdo each other. Oh, I can't help no man. Oh, this man walking. Oh, he can on his own. I ain't helping him get no car. I ain't going to try to help him get a place. I ain't going to try to pull some strings from him. No, I'll give a bitch a car and all that stuff and house her. But until, you know, if I don't get no ass and she ain't going to reward me with sex. Oh, fuck her. You see, that's some hoe shit. You're doing that stuff because you want some ass. It's just being real about it. But you get mad at guys who don't pay for dates, who don't do no dinner dates, who don't buy women things. I mean, if she bought me something, it's a trade-off. You know what I'm saying? I reciprocate. I do what I do for her, she do for me. See, it's about a balanced exchange, fair, a legitimate, fair, valid exchange. But I don't just be showering her with gifts, man. And then want to talk about how these women are self-entitled, narcissists, they're gold diggers. Well, a lot of us men created those. A lot of the men before us created these heifers, these modern women that y'all can't stand. Y'all the ones doing the most tricking. Okay? And then then you got the guys who pump and dump. And then you create these bitter ass women. You know, a lot of blame to go around, but a lot of you women, y'all need to take the blame for a lot of this shit. You got too many of these women, these old bitter ass hoes, these bitter ass feminist minded heifers who had one bad relationship, a couple failed relationships. She don't want to look in the mirror. She don't want to take no personal accountability, and so she can learn how to improve. I'm not saying the dude who did you dirty is exonerated, but you got to look in the mirror if you got having these problems. This is what people don't want to do, especially women. You heifers rather cry white tears all day and give her the worst type of advice because you're unhappy and you have a horrible experiences with men. So you want all the younger women, all the women and the younger women to feel just like you, which is wrong. Why would you sabotage her and lead her astray? Why don't you just learn from your failures and bad decisions? But you can't have that because you're selfish. A lot of older men are the same way. Fuck ups, messed up in life. On a son, but see, they don't want the younger guy. Oh, I can't have no young guy have it easier than me, or have a better have a childhood. I can't have no younger guy have a easy transition in life. Or I don't want to give no younger guy a leg up. Pass down my wisdom, pass down my knowledge. Have him focus on the task at hand, or, help him know how to cope, how to handle, how to navigate. I don't want to know these younger men, because I ain't got my life together. So I don't want no guy to be more accomplished than me. By the time he reaches my age, I'm 30 years before I turn 30. Or before by the time he reached 40, he'd be multi-millionaire. Oh, and I'm still struggling, working paycheck to paycheck. Oh, I can't have that. And that's the problem with us as a people. Yes, you could say it's racial across the board, but that's our problem with the people. We got a crabs in the barrel mentality. We don't care about the youth. And a lot of women don't care about these women and girls. A lot of these women from the comments, from the DMs I get, a lot of these women have told me, you're right, Calvin, all that female empowerment, all that feminism, all that black girl magic is all bullshit. Those women I had one woman who tried to wreck my fucking home. My so-called home girl was messing with my husband, messing with my son, try to cause all types of chaos. I got backstabbed by my fellow black sister because she wanted a fucking promotion. And she lied on me to get me fired. I have had women say, I had one of my homegirls or the women in my family call Child Protective Services to try to get my children taken away. And she did not do no child abuse, nothing grimy. Because she was jealous. Because she lost her kids to the system. She was an unfit mother. So she was mad because she couldn't give her children a better lifestyle. So what's she gonna do? Fuck it up for her? That's what you women do. Try to give her bad relationship advice. Ladies, let me say this, never taking no relationship. Women keep it, never taking no relationship advice from none of them heifers on social media. Never take no relationship from a bitch who's unhappily married. Never take no relationship advice on marriage if she's telling you to get a divorce, but she's still staying with her broke ass husband. And your husband ain't broke. You live in a so-called American dream. You have disagreements and all that stuff. Shit can get rocky. No. Never take advice from none of those women. Especially if they ain't got no husband, especially if they're failures, especially if they don't take no personal accountability for all the relationship failures. And all they do is want to pass down victimhood. But these women talk about how men are this and men ain't shit. Men are this. They hate men so much, but they always getting pregnant every 5 seconds. Every 4 or 5 hours, you always get to have to getting some D. But yeah, she's telling you the 4B movement. She's telling you avoid men. Men are this and men are that. But she's always got a fucking relationship off this app. Every time she logs off, she's getting her cheeks clapped. Every time she logs off, she logs into our OF page. She's selling feet pictures. Ladies, y'all are your worst enemy. And as men, we got some fucking sellouts in the fake ass brother. There's no brotherhood, but in the sisterhood, y'all don't have a sisterhood. I'm telling you, and especially you younger women, listen to Uncle Calvin. Mm-hmm. See, Calvin, I understand. I'm older now. You know what I'm saying? So I have no problem taking that role. A lot of these women talk about their auntie. A lot of these women don't want to be auntie. They don't want to be mama. They don't want to be They don't want to be big mama. They don't want to be big mama. They still want to drop it like it's hot. They still want to go to the club. They still want to do girls shows. They want to be a 304 at 50 plus years old. They still want to get married and still run the streets. A lot of this bullshit came from basketball hoes. Basketball wives, thanks to Shawnee O'Neal. I still got something for you, Shawnee O'Neal. Thanks to women like Evelyn Lazar of basketball wives. When it comes to the Real Housewives of Atlanta and stuff. But this is just a sad situation, man. And it hits home like Lauren Smith feels. I did a live stream. I did a video about what happened to Lauren Smithfield. And other divestors swarming on wrong videos. But I'm still getting attacked by these content creators. Or my video gets reported, especially on TikTok. So if I want to do a video, a shorter version on TikTok, I don't think it's gonna stay because a lot of you women are hurt. A lot of you women who are over the age of 25, but I would say a lot of you women who are over the age of 35 and 40, y'all got unresolved issues, you got trauma, you don't have a good relationship with your mother. Your mother failed you, your grandmother failed you. And your great-grandmother who was probably failed you too with bad advice and pushing all this color purple false narrative. Yeah, your granddaddy was so horrible, but I stayed with him. But she don't talk about what the stuff that she participated in to be part of the problem. Because a lot of these women do not like taking no personal responsibility and accountability for their behavior. She ain't gonna talk about how she let herself go. And she had the privilege to just be a stay-at-home wife, go to the gym, do this and do that. No, and she felt she didn't have to do none of that. This man working like 6 to 8 to 10 to 16 hours, making a lot of money to give you a lifestyle, and you don't want to give no buns. You don't want to look good. You don't want to do none of that, but you're trying to talk to some dude who ain't got nothing. That's why I say, dude, stop giving stuff to women. That's why I say stop spending money on them. Don't people, I know y'all ain't like this, but I'll spoil children before I spoil another adult. Especially a woman. You know what I'm saying? This could have been avoided. But because let me say this, if she was dealing with a black man, if this man was 33, had no car, it was a bartender, I don't think she would give him the time of day. He would have to have he would have to be, because you can't be no well-spoken lame, he might be a bartender, don't have no car, he's trying to build or he had fell on some hard times. No, they ain't trying to hear that. He would have to, and plus if you lame, no, you would have to be a Mega, Pookie, and Ray Ray, and gotta have that thug in you. In and out of jail. I mean, it's crazy, but you can't be a regular, well-spoken, laid-back, nice guy unless you're white, unless you're Caucasian. If you're Caucasian, you can be lame and corny, but black men, we're not allowed to be regular men. We're not allowed to be human, especially when it comes to our female counterparts. But let me say, if this black man was a struggling in life, failing, going through hard times, didn't have a car, was a bartender, had his issues, she would be like, do you love black women? Do you love your mother? Even though she don't love her mother. Even though she know her mom's a bitch. Maybe there's more than likely that his mom's a bitch. But y'all don't think like that. Do you have a car? How much money do you make? Do you live on your own? As maybe that dude that invited her to a place, he probably got it in the hands or someone, or his place was being paid for by somebody else. But you women don't ask those questions when it comes to the white guy. The white guy. Y'all don't ask those questions. He didn't even have a car. She drove him to his house. He might be a little dirty. He a dirty man. He might have some game. That mouthpiece, get the gab. He did have a reputation in that bad boy, biker boy age. But she joked and he took it and then take it to his spot. You just met this guy for 48 hours and you like getting drunk and going to his house. You met someone, he met him like, from research, she knew him for 48 hours. Met him and then dated him the next day and went to his house and dropped, just basically took him she drove him to the house and they had a conversation. But something would happen because the struggle happened in the bedroom. She didn't want to give it up. I'm not saying she should have, I'm not saying she's obligated to give it up. I'm telling you what the scenario happened. He got frustrated and went into fallout, and then that's why you can't just meet somebody. That's why you don't go to somebody's house if you ain't known them like that. I know we've done it. I don't even care if it's a hotel room. Y'all gotta take time to at least have a conversation, FaceTime. I mean, especially at the nighttime. This is a nighttime. It's not like during the day. It's not like during the day. You know that's a risk though. You met this person and went over the house past 9 o'clock, past 10 o'clock, 9 to 10. Ain't nobody trying to have a platonic conversation. Ladies, you know it. Some of y'all just want to be dumb. Now, I'm not blaming her. I'm not saying that. I'm not victim blaming her. I'm telling you what likely happened. And these are the scenarios. Because because there's stories where men done the same thing. And he got the Cardi B treatment and got unalived. Went over to his lady's house, shot him dead. Poisoned him. Then she didn't lose proxy violence. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful out here. Especially if you meet somebody off these apps. Hookup apps, social media apps. You gotta be smart. Because you don't know what you're dealing with until you have you have to have a good conversation, solid conversation before you schedule the meeting or you meet up with someone. But my thing, the biggest mistake you do is go to somebody's house, especially at nighttime. Go to their house or you take them to their house. You don't know them like that. You know, you gotta be careful. Yes, I've been fortunate, but I've been fortunate not to have those problems. But I'm saying is that you gotta be careful, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of you ladies, I should see more female content creators speak on this instead of trying to blame this back on black men. No, hold that white supremacist account. Hold the anti-black system account. She's being treated like a black man. This is what, ladies, let me tell you, black women, this. When it comes to the when it comes to the injustice system, the criminal injustice system, they see you as a nigger. Just like the black men. The only reason they give you more leeway because you ain't a threat. That's why they push all this bullshit and all this on y'all. Because they know they understand your psyche because they ingrained it in you. During the times of the slavery, old slavery plantation. During the times that we were in the chains of slaves, as slaves. We're still slaves. And more mental slaves. Okay? We're still that. We're working slaves now. Working class slaves. We're prison slaves, systemic slaves. The medical apartheid. Those institutions ain't never went away. You ladies, you better help make sure, you better fight, especially you female content creators who got more than 100K subscribers on YouTube and TikTok, Instagram. Y'all need to push this young sister. Get justice. Where you at, Dr. Warren Johnson, on this? You pro-black male panda bear simps who want to pander to black women. Where you at? Now I'm calling all you motherfuckers out. We should push, make sure she gets justice. Make sure her family gets justice. I'm tired of this because Lawrence Smith didn't get justice. Asian Maynard didn't get justice. You got too many of these incidents where black women have hooked up with white Sade and gotten taken out. Got boyfriend, first date, boyfriend, fiance, husband. And these cases they don't care about your black ass. Just like they don't care about your black ass. at the end of the day. I'm just being real with you ladies. I know you think you're better than a black man, but guess what? They remind you that you're a black man. They see you the same as a black man because we're cut from the same fucking cloth. It don't matter if you're rich or poor. It don't matter how light skinned you are or how darker skinned you are. It don't matter. Young and old and in between. We live in an anti-black world. This system is anti-black, is against us. Wake the fuck up about that.